Morning, Joanne. The world famous Joanne Hines for the Packaging Diva. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Jim. How are you doing today?
Joanne, obviously you do a lot of work in this business, and you know, as much as I know you, and as long as I've been associated with you and the work that you do, I was actually poking around on the internet last night, and I didn't realize that you were considered to be one of the most 50 influential packaging experts in the 20th century. I mean, never mind in the last 5 years or decade. I was blown away to even know that I have a relationship with you that way. So tell everybody about specifically what you do, about your websites, and how you help people, especially inventors and startups, get things right when it comes to packaging.
Well, actually, it all started because packaging is the third largest industry in this country, and it literally impacts every product, everything you do every day, but it's completely unknown to the average person. So I developed websites to offer a resource where people can find information about packaging and have questions, answers, and have access to resources and information that they didn't have before. So that's how I ended up developing several different websites geared towards helping a person who knows nothing about packaging get started and learn where the information they need to begin packaging their product.
Okay, how did you get into this business? I mean, that's the thing that I think people are always excited to hear.
Well, I actually made a career change and investigated several careers, and when I found the packaging industry, I went to a manufacturing plant, and I actually fell in love with the prospect of manufacturing, because manufacturing is always making something new, something different, something unique. It's not the same thing. So I find that fascinating, and of course, to this day, I'm still always finding out interesting things about the way products are made, or new products as they're developed, and of course, then obviously they have to be packaged.
Okay, well, to me, and we've had this discussion many times about packaging and how important it was to my success, and knowing that this is what you specialize in, again, I'm blown away by the things I keep finding out, and I know you, and we live so close, but you know, I'm reading here, you've spoken at the White House 2 times, and you've had featured commentary in Entrepreneur Magazine and the Chicago Tribune. When people start in this business, and of course we're all in this to help the inventor and people in the startup world get going and get their projects off the ground, but what are some of the most important things that you can tell a new inventor as it relates to what you do about how to get started, and why packaging is so critical to their potential success in the retail marketplace?
Well, the first thing that I always caution people is that they need to start thinking about packaging at the very beginning of the product development cycle, because packaging is actually going to be the thing that's going to sell the product at retail. And most people start developing a product, and then later on in the process they say, oh, well, I need a package. Well, it doesn't work that way. The package is actually integral to the selling process and to the success of a product being introduced, especially at retail or even on the internet. So the first thing I would say is get started looking at packaging at the very beginning, thinking about all the things you need to consider to package a product to sell.
Okay, but how long does it normally take, and I know it varies from person to person, but what's an average time frame that a new startup entrepreneur can expect the process to take from the time that they call you and say, I have a product, I need a package, until you can give them something material that they can go out and actually use?
Well, that varies from product to product, but typically I would say a window of between 4 and 6 months for the development, and then actually getting product packaging on site, because you have a cycle from the manufacturing side of packaging where you have a window of time that it takes to develop the actual specifications, the package itself, and then also deliver it to you. And I want to mention at this point in time that the biggest issue I run across on new product development and people who are trying to start, the #1 question I am asked is how to find a vendor or how to find a packaging supplier for small quantities. That will be one of the major obstacles that you have to overcome, because most products when you start out can only order so many small quantities, and many packaging manufacturers don't deal in small